Happening now, the latest in a head-on crash that claimed a life this morning. Plus, the new push to shine a light on a decades-old homicide case of a Jamestown woman.
Well, we have a relief from that heat and humidity for a little bit. Plus, how is the holiday weekend shaping up? We'll talk about it next as the news at noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now. This is WNY News Now with live breaking news.
One person was killed in an early morning head-on crash on Interstate 86 in Chautauqua County today. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Chautauqua County Sheriff Jim Quattrone tells us his department's accident reconstruction team is investigating the crash, which he says happened after a wrong-way driver hit a vehicle traveling west on the highway. The sheriff says one person was killed as a result of the collision. The New York State Department of Transportation reports I-86 westbound was closed from exit 8, Route 394 to exit 7, that's Panama-Stedman Road, for nearly 6 hours. It has since been reopened. We will continue to follow this breaking story and provide updates online at WNYNewsNow.com and in our mobile app. A father in Northwestern Pennsylvania shot and killed his 2 children before turning the gun on himself in what the county coroner is calling a double murder-suicide. Erie County Coroner Lyle Cook tells Erie News Now that 48-year-old Richard Zimmer, as identified by PA State Police, shot his 2 sleeping children with a shotgun inside their Green Township home Tuesday. PA State Police say Zimmer did not show up to a custody hearing earlier in the day. That's when family members went to check on him after 2 o'clock, finding heavy smoke coming from the home in the 9600 block of Sampson Road. Police say sometime during the day, Zimmer started multiple fires throughout that home and then turned the gun on himself. The fires were set after the kids were killed, the coroner told Erie News Now. State police identified the children as 13-year-old and a 10-year-old. The vigil in their memory of Zach and Madison was held at a local school last night. Their classmate spoke with Erie News Now during the tribute.
We went to school together. It's just crazy because she sat in math next to me 2 weeks ago. It's just absolutely mind-blowing.
His half-sister Mackenzie was at the vigil on behalf of their entire family. There were about 60 people gathered in a circle there to show support for the children. Well, the search for answers in the 2004 murder of a Jamestown woman continues as the investigation Discovery Channel aired her story in this week's episode of the true crime series Still a Mystery. WNY News Now's Mario Cosentino with more on this decades-old case and what the victim's family has to say about the new push for answers.
Yolanda Bendix, a mother of 4, was last seen on August 10, 2004, closing up the Family Dollar on Fluvanna Avenue where she worked. Though her body was discovered 2 years later, no arrest had been made, and the circumstances around her death still remain a mystery. WNY News Now talked to Yolanda's daughter, Allison Bendix, who says she hopes the documentary keeps the investigation of her mother's death alive.
You never know who knows something. You never know what information is valuable to the case. Even the smallest details could be the most important, could be the silver bullet.
Now living in Wisconsin, Bendix was only 2 at the time, but uses the memory of her mother as fuel to continue the search for answers.
I think about her every day. I think about how I didn't really get to know her as a person. I think that is what fuels me to try and get her justice, the older I've gotten.
As a young adult, she has begun to look more into her mother's case and has formulated her own theory as to what happened on that day.
I believe she was taken by someone she trusted, and I believe she had something that she wanted to tell the family and someone did not want her to tell us, and they took advantage of that and her.
Bendix reminded us that even though the case has gone cold, there is still $21,000 in rewards for those with information regarding her mother's murder. And to the Jamestown community, she has a simple message.
Cold cases, they're very easy to not forget about, but they get swept under the rug. And just don't forget her. Don't forget about her. Don't forget that the family will never be done trying to get justice for her.
Mario Cosentino, WNY News Now.
Mario, thank you. Those interested in watching the show, titled Small Town Secrets, can stream it on Discovery Plus. Lawmakers on the New York's Assembly Judiciary Committee say they will issue subpoenas to compel documents and sworn testimony from witnesses for a month-long probe whether there are grounds to impeach New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Speaking at a legislative committee meeting yesterday, Assembly Judiciary Committee Chair Charles Levine explained that the committee will issue those subpoenas to help lawyers assisting with the legislative probe to gather more records and interviews. The Democratic governor faces multiple wide-ranging probes, from groping a current female aide to trying to boost his public image by refusing to disclose how many nursing home residents died of COVID-19 for months. He has rebuffed calls for his resignation and denied any wrongdoing, but apologized if he made anyone uncomfortable and for taking too long to release the COVID data. Meanwhile, the new poll found that New Yorkers have mixed feelings about Governor Cuomo's political future. The Siena College poll released today found that 23% of people say Cuomo should resign immediately, 39% feel he should serve out his term but not seek re-election, and 33% of folks explain he should continue to serve and run for re-election. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more in the comment section down below, or simply say hello. We always love to see you tuning in. It's great to see Wendy. Happy Thursday to Linda. Good to see Amy, Christy, and Joseph as well. Hopefully you all are having a great day. We appreciate you tuning in. Well, it certainly is a wet one out there. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joining us live now with that, and that shot over Olean, Dakota, looks a little drier than it was a few hours ago.
Yes, I mean, there was some rain that moved through, and there's still a little bit of some of that rain left, especially out to the east. But as Justin said, this is a live look over Olean, and you can see some of those dark clouds just hanging overhead right now. 71 with that dew point of 65, and the dew point has came down. That is the good news, so at least it's not as humid as it was yesterday. But man, did you get awakened by this little potent thunderstorm that moved through by about 8 o'clock this morning? The Weather Service posted a severe thunderstorm warning for it. That's that orange polygon that you see popping up here. We'll let it rack one more time, and you see that polygon popping up. That was that warning that was posted for portions of the southern tier. They ultimately did not extend that further into Cattaraugus County, but man, that was a little potent thunderstorm this morning, and that's pretty much the main line of the activity. There's still going to be a couple showers mainly popping up this afternoon, but yeah, I mean, at least the widespread rain and some of the severe weather we had, or the severe weather potential, is done and over with. 77 is where we topped out yesterday, started the day at 60, so definitely not as humid. 96 and 38 are the record highs and lows for today, set at the airport. So through the afternoon, mostly cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms through the afternoon, cooler and less humid. You're welcome. 70 to 76 today with a northwest wind averaging 5 to 10. Now, we do have more rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Plus, we'll talk about some of the fireworks that'll be happening for the 4th of July weekend, coming up with that 7-day in just a few. Justin?
Yeah, we're going to need some great weather for those displays, and it seems like there's quite a few happening across our area. Dakota, thank you. Well, speaking of the holiday weekend, police across New York State are cracking down on drinking and driving over this upcoming 4th of July holiday. New York State troopers and other law enforcement agencies will be out in full force across the state, working to keep impaired drivers off the roads. The campaign starts tomorrow and ends on Monday, with increased patrols and sobriety checkpoints. New York State police say the holiday is one of the busiest times for the traveling season in the summer. Last year, 180 people were arrested for DWI over the weekend. Officials encourage people to find a safe ride home before they even start drinking. Well, nearly 48 million Americans are expected to travel over the holiday. That's up nearly 40% from the last 4th of July, reaching near record levels. But high gas prices, fuel distribution issues, and rental car woes could put a damper on your holiday spirit. Mandy Gaither has an outlook for this travel weekend.
Congested roads, crowded airports.
Americans have had pent-up demand. They are ready to get out, and they are traveling in high numbers.
AAA expects nearly 48 million Americans to travel this holiday, most trips by car, and those prices at the pump keep going up. A gallon of regular, the highest we've seen in nearly 7 years, with no relief in sight.
Crude oil continues to increase, and with that accounting for more than 50% of the price at the pump, as it goes up, so does the price you pay.
And AAA says there could be some gas outages across the country. It's not a supply issue, rather a delay in gas deliveries thanks to a shortage of fuel truck drivers. But AAA isn't seeing or expecting market-wide gas outages.
But the good news is it's being refueled within 12 to 48 hours. And it's happening sporadically across the country.
If you're having trouble getting a rental car or finding they're more expensive, there's a reason for that. A chip shortage that affected the automotive industry caused a lack of production and tighter inventory, which trickled over to the rental car industry as well.
It is really in your best interest to plan and make reservations for everything at once. So flights, hotels, car rentals, tickets to any major events and attractions you want to go to.
I'm Mandy Gaither.
Mandy, thank you. If you're one of the million people of hitting the road, AAA says the most traffic will be found tonight and tomorrow. Your best bet is to leave early or late. Avoid major metro areas between 3 and 7, where commuters might mix with some of those holiday travelers. Well, coming up next, a lot more to tell you about. Some good news as jobless claims hit all-time lows. But first, when the House is expected to vote on the proposed $700 billion infrastructure plan. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Honest John's has what you're looking for. When you want it good, we're gonna give you lots more.
From freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has what you're looking for. And now 2 great locations, East 2nd Street and Fairmount Avenue. Order takeout or delivery today, online at honestjohns.pizza.
You're gonna get it good at Honest John's.
Located along the Amish Trail, the Randolph Retail Company offers a variety of clothing, jewelry, and gifts for any occasion. Offering uptown merchandise at small-town prices, our locally owned business balances quality and value. With complimentary gift wrap here at the Randolph Retail Company, we pride ourselves in personal service. Check out our Facebook page or stop in today at 127 Main Street, Randolph, just a 20-minute drive from Jamestown.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Have the best summer ever with endless adventures at Girl Scout Summer Camp. Financial aid available, open to all girls. For more information, call or go to gswny.org.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
The House of Representatives is expected to vote today on a $750 billion infrastructure bill. The Invest in America Act is focused on improving roads, bridges, transit, and rail, and ensuring clean drinking water. House Democrats hope the bill can be used as a framework to start negotiations with the Senate and White House. President Biden and a bipartisan group of senators reached a deal last week on top-line priorities, but many other details are still unclear. The bill is likely to be approved in the Democrat-controlled House. It does not address how the new legislation would be funded, though. A record low number of jobless claims in the U.S. suggests that the country's economy is rebounding following the pandemic-related recession. According to a report from the Labor Department today, the number of Americans applying for unemployment aid has reached a pandemic low of 364,000, a 51,000-person decrease. This can be accredited to the significant decrease in new COVID cases thanks to the vaccine, giving consumers the peace of mind to travel, eat out, and attend public events once again. Some believe that the sudden increase in spending and the $300 a week supplemental unemployment benefits have created a nationwide labor shortage in which employers are struggling to fill job openings. Economics predict that they will see this disparity lessen as federal aid programs come to an end. Other causes of the gap could be the difficulty of finding childcare as well. Bill Cosby is no longer a convicted criminal. His 2018 sexual assault conviction overturned by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, a decision that can only be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Mary Maloney looks at the court's decision that led to his release.
Bill Cosby is a free man. The 83-year-old comedian smiling outside his Pennsylvania home after the state's highest court overturned his sexual assault conviction.
He just said his heart was racing. He couldn't believe it.
His case was the first high-profile celebrity sexual assault trial of the Me Too era. Dozens of women came forward alleging Cosby assaulted them decades earlier.
For years and years and decades, he preyed upon young women.
The man known as America's Dad, convicted in 2018. He had served 3 years of a 10-year maximum sentence in prison when he was released Wednesday.
He is a notorious rapist, and he just got away with it.
At the core of the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court ruling is a deal former Montgomery County District Attorney Bruce Castor made with Cosby in 2005. Castor promised he would not criminally prosecute Cosby for the rape of Andrea Constant if Cosby sat for a deposition in a civil case. That deposition, where Cosby admitted to drugging women before sexual encounters, was ultimately used against Cosby by another prosecutor in a criminal trial more than a decade later. The panel ruled that was a violation of Cosby's due process rights.
As we said from day one, we just didn't think he was treated fairly.
In a statement, Constant and her attorneys say, in part, the decision is not only disappointing, but of concern, in that it may discourage those who seek justice for sexual assault.
This just sets back victims.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
Mary, thank you. Well, it's time to celebrate all things Canadian. July 1st is Canada Day, after all. It's similar to our Independence Day, which is celebrated just a couple days later. Canada Day marks the anniversary of the consolidation of the 3 territories into a single country of Canada back in 1867. Now, much like the 4th of July, the holiday is marked by parades and fireworks. But traditional Canadian foods are also enjoyed, such as poutine and deep-fried bread dough with a chili and cinnamon, also known as beaver tails. Canada Day also kicks off Canada's historic week. Happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian friends watching over the border, not too far away. We thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. Let us know what you guys are doing today, or simply say hello in the comments down below. I know today is a great day, I think, for Canadians, albeit a little rainy out there maybe in Canada, but too bad we can't go visit them. You know, the border just not open quite yet. Still. We're waiting. We'll let you know if we hear any developments.
So is it wrong to say that my favorite thing that or at least my favorite Canadian thing is Tim Hortons?
No, I don't think so. I love Tim Hortons. I don't think Jamestown would be the same without Blake Tarana and his amazing staff. I mean, I had Tim Hortons this morning. I had an early morning, and thanks to Christian for grabbing me a bite to eat. And you know what? You can't beat it. I mean, if you're looking for something to eat, Tim Hortons is a great place. And they really do a lot, not just for Canada, but for the community here locally too. And celebrating it, you always have that maple leaf on the cuff. It's good. So,
yeah. Or unless you're like my dad's favorite Canadian thing is art from Ice Road Truckers, where every other word he says is bleeped. You know, this bleep, that bleep. Anyway, speaking of bleeping, let's go to...
we go bleep this forecast?
Yes, let's just beep the whole forecast. But let's talk about the temperatures for last month, and wanted to mention this for a couple of reasons. One, we've had some days where it was cooler than average. Those are all the days highlighted in blue. But wanted to mention the average temperature for the month, 66.4, when you combine the highs and lows together. That ranks as, believe this or not, the 32nd warmest June on record for the city of Jamestown. Now, what's interesting is Buffalo actually had the warmest June on record. So it's interesting to see how the climate varies just 70 miles from the Buffalo airport to the Jamestown airport. The 32nd warmest in Jamestown, the warmest June on record in the city of Buffalo. It's amazing how those little microclimate weather zones can really influence climate and the weather. Right now, we have clouds downtown from the top of the DoubleTree Hotel. We're sitting at 67 degrees right now with a variable wind of 6, and the dew point has came down from where it was. So we're not going to have as much stick in the air like we've had over the past couple of days, and it's something we've all needed. You're welcome. We all need this refreshing change. And you'll see it on the muggy meter. We're going back down into the pleasant category for Friday and Saturday and Sunday for the 4th of July itself. The humidity will tick up just a tad. And then by the time we go into early next week, yeah, we all know the heat and the humidity comes back. This is July. It's supposed to be hot. And the 4th of July fireworks, Lakeside Park in Mayville, Sunday at 10 o'clock. Looking great for it. 68 at 9 o'clock down to 65 by 11. Another one that's happening is in Randolph at Wheaton Park. 69 at 9 down to 65 at 11 o'clock. And it should be mainly clear. So all of the fireworks should go off as planned. Of course, there's many more, around here that we just don't have time to mention. But it'll be a nice night for fireworks. Nonetheless, we'll give you more information on those tomorrow. Stationary front is basically parked just to our west. As this front starts to gain a little bit of traction and move through, this stationary front is a boundary between the warm air rising up, the warm and cold air rising. They're stalled out. So this is part of the reason why we're going to see some rain showers today, and you'll see future scan paints a couple of isolated to scattered rain showers. It's not going to be raining everywhere like it was, kind of around 8, 9 o'clock this morning with that main line. And then a few more showers may pop up through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, although temperatures come down, I don't think some spots are going to struggle to hit 70 tomorrow, but along with that, there will be some rain showers to contend with. So it's not going to be a great day, even though it will be the coolest and less humid day so far that we've had. And then as we go into Saturday, the weather will improve, but we will keep a chance for at least a couple scattered or isolated showers in the forecast. So through the afternoon today, most areas should go into the lower 70s, depending on how much the cloud breaks we may see later on in the afternoon. It's a break from the heat. You need it. But yeah, your future shows you that some heat and humidity will be returning for at least not the holiday weekend. 245th America, you look great. 84 on Monday and then 85 on Tuesday, and then more scattered showers and storms return as we go into the middle part of next week. We will take a break and be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job.
I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working.
I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
It's not just what we say, it's what we do.
Local first. It isn't just our slogan. It's our mindset every single day. So whether you're watching our daily live streams or staying up to date with reports on our website and mobile app, you'll always see the same attention to detail from reporters who passionately care about our community, who have one goal in mind: to always put the facts first.
For me, it's more than just getting the forecast right. What I love the most about my job is that I come into work every day to help break down the weather, letting people know how this is going to impact their day. We take pride that First Defense Weather is the only local weather team in the Southern Tier. We don't just copy and paste our weather from outside sources. Every part of our forecast is handmade right here in-house, something our team really takes pride in.
What matters to you matters to us. Every story, every day. WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
A popular car club and bike crew here in Jamestown is finalizing plans to host what they're calling a one-of-a-kind car show this summer. WNY News Now's Christian Reithmiller joining us now with more on what's slated to take place. Christian?
Well, Justin, the Los Contrincantes Car Club and Bike Crew of Jamestown spoke with WNY News Now after coming off a successful weekend at a local car show in Dunkirk. The nonprofit group was established in 2019. Since then, they tell us they've seen great success here locally. Group presidents Jose Sanchez and Carlos Barrios are among those getting ready for the group's first ever car show at Bergman Park on September 18th.
We have different categories that has never been seen before in our community. We have music competitions. We have power wheel competitions. That's where the kids get involved. Some of these power wheels are fully decked out with music equipment.
He says this will be a very unique event for Jamestown, featuring car limbos and hundreds of awards in categories ranging from motorcycles to best old school vehicles.
We accept anyone. Anyone's able to come out and watch, as well as register if they want to. You don't have to be a part of a club to come register your vehicle. You don't have to have a car to come and watch the show. So it's a kids-friendly event.
Last weekend, the group had a successful showing in the 3rd annual Unique Car Club Car Show. Hosted at the Dunkirk Fairgrounds, the event had more than 3,000 people in attendance and over 1,000 cars.
We were lucky enough and proud to come home with 21 trophies out of all those cars.
It's not just about awards. In fact, he tells us the group takes pride in their abilities to give back to the community most of all.
First priority is the community and being able to call each other family. Yes. And it's not all in regards to having a good car or being at a car show. If our families, because we call ourselves family, if anybody in our family has any problems with them personally, obviously they have our back.
Their upcoming September 18th event will take place from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. For those interested in more information, you can contact the group via their Facebook page. Justin and Dakota, back to you.
Wow, that's incredible. Tricked out power wheels? What the heck is that?
Yeah, so they were describing to me for the kids, they actually have, they put sound systems on the car, and they said they can get up to thousands of dollars, which is just crazy. But yeah, it's a really fun experience, so everybody can participate. They encourage kids to come to their events as well, so that was an awesome feature that they had for them.
Yeah, they're going to be blasting the kids bop.
Now that's what I call music CD.
Yeah, really. Well, that's so cool. We can't wait to check out the event, and of course we'll work to provide more updates as we get closer to that. Christian, thank you. Pretty cool. Boy, yeah, I never would have thought power wheels, but why not? The kids got to get involved somehow, and they see mom and dad, they got their classic car or their Fast and the Furious out there. You know, who's to say you couldn't take the power wheels?
Or Jeep.
Or Jeep, yeah.
Or a soccer mom van.
No, really. Have you seen some of those vans? They're they're like the Dodge vans, and they're really tricked out, really cool. They have lights underneath, sound systems in the back. You can't beat it. So we think.
Have you seen those? Gosh, I think they're LED lights people install underneath their cars, and then it lights up like the road underneath their cars.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty cool.
It is, and you can do all sorts of different colors and lights, and yeah, why not? Pretty awesome. Tonight, though, if you're going to be out on the road, I hear it might be a little wet, depending on where you are.
Yeah, especially this evening. It will get a little better overnight, so take a look at it. 53 to 61 tonight. A few scattered showers and storms early, partly to mostly cloudy, but we will keep the chance for at least an isolated or scattered shower overnight, Justin, and it will be better sleeping weather, so your air conditioners can finally get a break tonight.
They've been running at full bore the last couple of days, that's for sure. I noticed it this morning. It wasn't as bad. It was very wet, but not as bad. So my favorite thing is when I'm driving in the morning, especially when you can see the frontal boundary coming across, or not the frontal boundary, I guess the actual storm front coming across the area. It's so amazing. You as you drive, you sort of see the weather happen in front of your eyes. Can't even get any
Well,
better than
you
that.
know, back before all these fancy, you know, computer models, which is what we use to forecast nowadays, all these high numerical models, you know how people used to forecast the weather? Looking at the sky.
All you gotta do is look up. And when you do, be sure to send us good pics too. WNY News Now, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's it for us today. We're back tomorrow. See you then.